Hello everyone, a very good evening to you. I hope I'm audible, visible, screen is sharing. I welcome you all to the Advanced Audit and Assurance. Can you please confirm whether the audio video is confirming? Please send a text message. Can you please confirm? Is it Alan? Can you please confirm whether the audio video is working so we can start the class? Today will be an introductory class. We will be doing the orientation of audit and we will be trying to cover the chapter number 1. We'll go with a small pace today. So please let me know if everything is working fine so I can start the class. Hi, Alan. Okay. So is it working? Should I start? Yes. Okay. And the screen is sharing also. Can you see this PPT? Yes. Okay. Thanks for confirming. So let's start the class. So before starting the subject, let me give a quick introduction about myself. I am Vishal. I am a qualified ACCA member. I have 7 to 8 years of corporate experience working in multinational company. I have scored all India rank 2 at ACCA professional level and ACCA skill level all India rank 3. And I will be teaching the audit and assurance for you in the next 3 months. And we will be covering the audit assurance and covering the syllabus as well as, preparing for the exam techniques that will help you clear this exam. Okay. So what is audit and assurance? You can see there is one word for audit assurance, which is advance. Advanced audit and assurance. So this is a subject that we study at skill level when you are completing ACCA. And at skill level, we only study the audit and assurance. Here, we learn the basics of audit and assurance, that what is audit, how audit is done, what are the procedures auditor looks into, the relationship between auditor and the management, audit committee, regulations applicable, ethics applicable. So these are the things that we cover in the audit and assurance. But this is the subject that we also study at professional level. This is one of the few subjects that we study at professional level. Definitely it's on the optional subject, but this is one of the most important subject in terms of financial and reporting career wise, because this is a area which almost any time in your life will basically touch you. If you are working if you are interested in working in audit, definitely this will be a mainstream line for you. If you are interested in working in financial reporting, even then this will be the area where you will be working and basically guiding for the advanced audit. So audit is something that we will be facing overall in our life, and this is one of the most practical subject. In your exam, basically this will be a 100 marks paper, and now we will be basically discussing how this audit exam will be going. Okay. This will not be a skill level exam. This will be a professional level exam. So it was just a mistake. This will be a 3-hour based exam. Okay. If you are at professional level, then I expect that you have already appeared for the other professional exams. Let me know if there are any other professional exams you have appeared, SBR, SBL, or maybe any other subject. Is there any other exam you guys have basically appeared for? Most likely, yes. SBR. Okay. So it's a very good start if you have appeared already for SBR. Because based on SBR, this will, be very, very easy. So what will happen? This will be a 3-hour basically exam where it will be 100% subject writing, continuing with the professional level examination where we will have all the examination in 100% writing. Nothing will be, MCQ based just like your skill level. Paper will be of 100 marks where we need to score 50 marks for passing. There will be two sections, section A and section B. If you have already appeared for SBR, SBL, so you already know this is the pattern that we follow in the professional examination. Where in section A, first question will be of 50 marks. And there will be two scenario-based questions, basically consisting of 25 marks each. In 50 marks, when we talk about section A, this will be a complete case study. And in audit, we have to look at basically whether this case study will be based on a group account. Most likely this will be the case, but definitely for ACCA exam, we can never say what is guaranteed. Okay, so this is most likely be a group account question, maybe a single entity question, or maybe multiple client question. That you will be given multiple clients and you have to address each scenario and basically tackle this 50 marks question. Or it will be a group basically based question where you will be given a consolidated financial statement. You will be appointed as a group auditor. And you are supposed to basically provide opinion on the group financial statement. Here, you will be working on identification of risk. Mostly this question will be at planning stage of audit. You will be deciding materiality. Okay. And there will be other factors area, basically audit procedures and audit responses. So this will be a very comprehensive question. And along with this, the question of section A will be broken into two parts, 40 marks for technical and 10 marks for professional. If you are basically a professional level student, you already know that we are supposed to provide our answer in a professional manner. And when you are giving answer in ACCA professional level, you are supposed to make sure that you showcase professional skills, commercial acumen, analysis, communication, and basically other skills that are required at the professional level. So 40 marks will be basically technical marks based on the knowledge, based on your application and your presentation. And then 10 marks will be to showcase those professional skills. Those who don't know, maybe I would be surprised that if AAA is your first exam, it should not be ideally, because this is one of the challenging exam. I would not say tough, but definitely challenging exam, because the preparation is very, rigorous in this case. So when we talk about, section A, you are supposed to get 40 marks based on your knowledge and application of those knowledge. And then presentation. Today we will see, when we will be appearing for the, we will be looking at the exam itself, because I want to give you a picture like how exam will be coming in your, basically in your exam. When you will be appearing for the exam, how the exam format will be there. So that we will cover in the class itself. What will happen that when you are basically getting this case study, it will be mainly from your audit partner or your, let's say, audit engagement partner. The person who will sign the audit report. Okay. You will be either a key audit partner or audit senior. Key audit partner or audit senior. So you are supposed to reply to the engagement partner in section A question that how you are going to, tackle this case study. How you are going to take up the planning stage of the audit, how you are going to plan the audit, identify the risk, respond to those risks. So in this 10 marks professional exam, you are supposed to showcase that how do you communicate to your seniors? How do you, prioritize the risk? How do you prioritize the important critical areas? So it will be all a matter of presentation and your commercial acumen and your analysis skills. How do you prioritize? How do you identify? So I would say when we will be, learning the AAA exam, it is at the same time very, very important that we also focus on the exam techniques and practicing questions. Be it AAA or be it any other professional examination, you are supposed to basically practice lot of questions. So on day one, my very most important tip will be that whatever we cover in the class, please go through them. Learning will definitely be required for revision, but at the same time, there will be some practicing of questions required. Today, let's say whether if we complete the chapter number 1, which is regulatory framework, we will go slow today. If we complete that, there are some questions that we will try to practice in the class. And I want that after completing the class, you try to, go through those questions so that you understand the format, you understand the way you are supposed to give the answer. Let's jump to section B. Okay. In section B, basically this area is talking about in section A, what areas will be tested: planning, risk assessment, evidence gathering, or ethical consideration. And then there can be any other area. My advice is never predict ACCA exams. It's much better. Don't, bother this section, okay, which part is coming in section A. It's just that most likely it is the group companies question and the planning and the risk assessment area and risk basically procedure responses for the audit. But we don't have to go into detail there. All we are concerned is that we practice the question according to the exam requirement. Now, in section B, what will be the area that will be tested? Well, there will be 2 compulsory questions, 25 marks each. Again, this question is basically 20 based on your technical knowledge and 5 based on your professional skills. Now, if there are 5 marks, unlike the previous section A question, for each single question, you will be tested 2 skill analysis. Okay. Let's say it could be professional skepticism, it could be commercial acumen, it could be evaluation or analysis. Okay, any 2 skill area. But I would say don't be bothered about it. If you are practicing question on day-to-day basis, it will not be a major problem here. Okay. So in section B, there will be 2 compulsory questions of 25 marks each. Short scenario will be there, not a comprehensive case study like section A. Section A, we have to understand the entire group, understand its subsidiary relationship, see whether any foreign exchange issue, any supplier issue. We have to look at so many areas in section A. But in section B, we will be given short scenarios, and based on that, we have to, respond. There will be one question which will be part of section B, which will be completion, review, and reporting. What is this? Like planning stage. Let's say if we talk about audit, we will discuss this later on, but just to give a brief. Audit is normally divided at 3 to 4 stages. First is planning stage, where we plan the audit. When accepting the client, we plan the audit, we identify the risk, we basically strategize the audit, we decide, okay, what would be the team members we would be, allocating. And then accordingly, we will start identifying this, and based on that, we will create our procedures. Then there is a performance stage, which is the stage number 2. When we, test the control, we identify the weaknesses in those control, and then later on, perform the substantive procedure based on the nature, timing, extent. Third stage is review and performance stage. The review and performance stage. That we have planned, then we performed, and then based on the evidences we collected on the performance stage, we review those evidences. Okay. If you are not familiar, if you are not able to, recall these basic terms like what is planning, risk identification, don't worry, we will cover this, but I expect that you remember some of this from your skill level or from your, previous, let's say CA background knowledge, if you're coming exemption from the, skill level. So at least some knowledge of audit I expect, but definitely I know when we are at professional level, some people take exemptions, or even if we have passed previous exams, it happens that we might have forgotten previous knowledge. So as a teacher, for me, it will be challenging to, manage your previous knowledge at the same time teaching you current syllabus and practicing questions. So the time frame will be higher, but my expectation is little bit revise if possible. Otherwise, I'm always here. So what I was saying, that in section B, there will be a completion, review, and reporting stage. In this case, you will be given a scenario based on completion review, basically most likely testing your opinion, that if something is materially misstated, what are the chances that you are going to give a modification to opinion? What are the chances you are going to give a pervasive opinion? And at the same time, there will be one question about reporting. Chances are high, but you can never say for sure that when we issue audit reports, we may need to identify weaknesses in audit report issued by another auditor. What if another auditor issues a report and we have to see whether it is meeting the ISS 700 audit report requirement, ISS 705 modification of opinion requirement. Okay, so this will be, based on the knowledge testing. We will be required to understand the going concern of the entity, subsequent event, misstatement of auditor. Remember going concern, underlying assumption of entity that entity cannot continue with, then you have to provide disclosures, non-current and current assets will not exist. You have to basically follow IFRS 5, right? Discontinuing operation or basically using the breakup value method, something clicking. So this requires basically your knowledge of audit and your knowledge of financial reporting. Now, before we go ahead, very two important things which we need to clarify on the day one. Please revise FR and SBR. If you have just completed SBR, big thumbs up for you because it will be easier for do the audit. In advanced audit, we will be, given the exhibits of financial information. We will be told that this is the reporting entity has done. Remember, they will be telling us that this is the reporting in terms of, let's say, FX exchange movement, let's say government grants, let's say impairment testing. Any area will be given to us. And it will be depending on your prior technical knowledge of financial reporting in SBR, that whether you identify it. So it is very, very must that you revise. Please revise. Without FR SBR, taking audit chapter, taking advanced audit subject is very, very risky. Okay, so please do revise it. Second, please practice AAA questions. Let's say we are in mid of May right now, right? We are mid of March, not May. Now, what we are supposed to do? Our exam will be in the first week of June. We have a 2.5 months. So this month is almost going to over. By the end of the month, let's say we start the risk assessment if possible. So you will only be left with mainly April and June month. Sorry, April and May month. So please, it is very important that you utilize these 2 months practicing question. Let's say I give you a target of practicing at least 10 questions in the month of April. By writing, by typing. It is very practical. It is very doable. 30 days, 10 questions. And then in the month of May, at least 50 questions. So total 25 questions before appearing for your exam. Or another way, you at least practice 3 CBE practice platform. The CBE practice platform that you have been given, I am really assuming that you know. If not, let me just take you there. That you at least practice 3 mock tests of CBE practice platform before appearing for your AAA exam. This is also required. Because the rating, let me just, instead of telling you, let me just show you. So far, any confusion about the exam format, exam structure, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going ahead. Any question so far? So let me just I'm going on internet browser. Let me know if the screen is visible. Yeah. Is this visible? ACCA home site? Yes. So what we are supposed to do, see, this is ACCA homepage. You can just type in, I hope you know this. This is, you have been booking exam, everything. So this is the most familiar page to you by now. Go to the student section, study support, ACCA qualification. And this is the subject we are right now planning for, advanced audit and assurance. We will select this exam. Basically, there are multiple sections given by ACCA to you today. Do we need to go to each and every section? No, definitely not. We will basically today go with the relevant sections that we require for our purpose. So there is this study hub introduction that the book will be given to you, but let's say that I'll give you like which book we will be referring. Then there are, technical articles, which let's say I am a qualified ACCA. I am practicing in audit. So what I will do, I can write articles about any topic, let's say risk assessment and anything. You can pick up any topics, and in past scenario, to promote these technical articles, ACCA have taken questions. So let me just jump to the technical article first. You can see they have covered the multiple areas: professional ethics, quality management, planning, conducting, completing review, other assignments. So you can study. If let's say you are not clear with any topic per se, if let's say laws and regulation, or let's say ethic consideration, or let's say quality management, risk assessment area, you are want to get clarity, like this one, I will definitely recommend you to go through. Business risk, risk of material misstatement, and risk in AAA exams. So we will cover this later on, but these are one of the highly examinable areas. So definitely going through article will help you. Go to this article, read, get understanding what this article is saying. Who has written this article? This written article has been basically written by somebody like me, who's part of ACCA and who's a professional member. And they basically want to share their knowledge with the basically ACCA community. And these topics are relevant, not only for your understanding, but can be important for your exam. Definitely, we will not be covering them in detail in the class, but my recommendation is that you do. I was basically preparing for my SBI subject, and I went through one of the articles, and it was actually, one of the question that came. Definitely, there were some tweaks and changes, but one of the question actually came from the technical article. So it's a very good tool if you want to employ. Coming back, other than technical article, there are exam team guidance, which I definitely recommend to student to go through. I know many of you will not go. So what is there? Let me tell you. ACCA team guidance, when basically the examiner, those who check the exam, what they have suggested is that one of the weaknesses that they have identified for student in audit exam is they do not complete 100% paper. And this is one of the biggest blunder. Why? Think about it. It's a 100 marks exam. You are already at professional level. You have already applied for exam. So you already know the requirement to complete the exam is 50 marks. If you only attempt 90 marks paper, how do you, think that you will get 50 marks? What happens that as per examination team comments, student try to, create a perfect answer and waste time there. So this is one of the most important, technique that I have used, and touch wood, this has helped me. I was just at your basically stage, and when I was preparing for my ACCA exams, I was always, worried like how to prepare for 100% exam. So I had my word with my teacher, and he actually advised me, and it was very useful advice. That write as much as you can, but within time limit. Don't try to write everything. Try to write what you can write within the time limit. So let's say if it is a 100 marks paper and you have 180 minutes. So per mark, 1.8 minutes. I think you already know this. If let's say you are attempting a question and the moment the time has exited, but you want to write more, please stop. Please stop. You have written whatever you could. I know you want to write more. But every minute that you spend on this question is the time that you will, first of all, feel guilty and pressurized. And second, you will basically lose the time to complete your paper 100%. Any question that I felt, okay, I have done and I wanted to do more, I have stopped and I moved to the other question. Using this technique, touch wood, I was never able to, leave a single mark in my ACCA exam. Even in, I have given basically skill level exams, professional level exams, and not even a single paper, I basically left with a single mark. So please, my humble request, do not overspend the time. This is one of the comment of the examiner team. Second, basically one of the another comments of the examination team is that students are not able to identify what is business risk, what is risk of material misstatement, and what is audit risk. We will cover this later on, don't worry. But students are not clear with this concept. They are identifying business risk as risk of material misstatement or risk of material misstatement as an audit risk. These all are three categories. Or sometimes students are writing good answers, but to wrong questions. Not properly understanding the question requirement. Or sometimes students are filling answers just to see that, okay, they can fool the examiner. This creates a bad impression. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't think this is, let's say, any government school examination where you are just filling the sheet and will get the marks. No, these papers are checked by, professionals. The moment you try to write unnecessary things, this will give an incorrect, basically, opinion, or this will give a very bad impression to the examiner. I have personally checked many students' exams, and even for my students, their writing expression was so poor, I didn't want to give them marks. So please don't basically be clear with the concept like this one. Don't try to, rush the questions. Be careful when reading the questions, and don't try to fill unnecessary information. It is not a local paper. It is a professional paper. Okay, be basically sincere about it. And don't try to spend over much time. Definitely, if you still have any queries related to exam, I would definitely suggest to go to the examiner's document. They will give you more guidance. I have personally read them because it was in the words of the examiner team. Let's say one of my basically, fear of area was English. How do I write exam? And it was from the examiner team report that I got an understanding. I don't need to write fancy English. I just need to write professional English. Those are two different things. Decent English, basically decent English words, not carrying such heavy words, with technical words that, let's say, risk of material misstatement, business risk, internal control testing. These are words that I'm supposed to use. I cannot, escape them. Following the structure of email, let's say I have received an email, then I will be basically replying to the email. I need to present a board minutes. Then in that case, board minutes presentation. Okay, this is something that you learn in SBL subject when you have prepared for. So those who have prepared, they already know about what I'm talking about. So please, according to the format, reply your answer. Don't need to write any fancy English. Just decent, crisp, and basically write points. If audit is 100 marks paper, in order to score this marks, in order to score 100 marks, you need to write 100 valid points. 100 valid points. As simple as that. So your point should be valid. How valid? Let's say I ask you what is risk of material misstatement. Define me. The moment you can convince me what is risk of material misstatement, that you can convince that you know risk of material misstatement, that much explanation I can need. It can be one-liner, it can be paragraph. Depends on you. It is a writing, it is a subjective writing. So subjective writing can be basically changing person to person. Structure and formatting of the answer will be changing from person to person. It is not standardized. It is a subjective writing. So please write 100 valid points that you feel will be able to convince the examiner, but within the time limit and basically with clarity of concept, not basically understanding the question and unnecessarily filling the information. That should not be done. So I hope this examiner report will be helpful for you. And let's say those who was, scared like me at my time when I was giving professional exam, I was little bit scared of the this professional writing. It is not a very hassle thing. I also expect this, that you guys are working or you are about to work. So definitely you are going to write your resume. I know there are chat GPTs, AI, definitely there. We are, now becoming used to, using these tools. But at the same time, we have a basic writing skills. Those basic writing skills are required in the exam. I hope this is clear. And this technical article part is also clear. Now the part that I wanted to show you is the practice kit. So far, any question about the technical article or the examiner's comments for the exam? Then I will move ahead. This is an orientation. That is why I'm trying to pick up the points that, student ask me later. I know this is just a starting, so please bear with me. These are the starting points which I have to cover. Okay, any questions so far? Thank you. Now, just a second. Huh? Examiner mock test. Oh, one thing. I just saw this bar graph. Look at this graph. 34%, 38%, 37%, 38%, and 39%. This is one of the only exams that has this percentage. If you look at other exams now, their percentage would be 46, 45, 48. Vishal, does that means audit is tough? I would not say audit is tough. I would say that student appearing for exam now, their writing expression is not very strong. When I say writing expression, it's not fancy English. It means they don't know how to structure the answer. They don't know how to prioritize the answer. And one of the more common mistake, they don't practice question. Even CA professionals who have come from, CA examination. Please understand, if you're from any other curriculum, basically jumping to the ACCA now, this is a different set of exam. The knowledge content is not different. Definitely, the audit report, the basically auditor procedure, they are not different. They are majorly or significantly same. The difference is examination pattern. Students don't prepare for the examination report. And that's why you can see this percentage. If you want to be part of this percentage, you have to work. See, when percentage is 50, 45, what it indicates? That those who prepare will definitely pass. But the moment percentage is less than 40 or basically let's say between 35 to 36, what it indicates? Those who prepare as well as practice will only pass. If you are consistent with your studies and you are also practicing, you are applying your knowledge, then you will pass. In your professional examination, be it AAA or anything, in your professional examination, the most important thing is that you are able to apply your knowledge in scenario based. If there is a scenario, you are able to apply that knowledge. I don't want you to, give me a definition of audit or assurance or let's say materiality or let's say sampling risk. I don't want that. Why? Because as an ACCA body, I assume that you know this. I expect that you know all ISAs. I expect this. Because you have clarified the skill level. I expect that you know all IFRSs. And now I believe that if I give you a scenario, you are able to do the audit based on your knowledge. So what I'm testing you as an ACCA body is not your knowledge, is the application of the knowledge. I will judge you based on the knowledge understanding. How do you respond to a situation? Are you able to show professional skills? Are you able to show your technical knowledge? And if you can do that, then definitely I will give you marks. And that is the approach ACCA follows. They give you case study based questions and you are supposed to answer those case study based questions. Understood? Now, coming for the mock exam back, click on the mock exam. Basically, here you will be going to the practice platform. I have already opened the practice platform for you. Just click on this. This is the same portal that will open here. Okay, this is my login, and this is the basically the exams that you can select for. I hope everybody is aware about it, but just to be on a safer side, basically keeping the risk that, okay, some student might not know. So I want to reduce the risk and basically by showing it in the class. So what we will do, advanced audit is our subject. We are studying for international audit, not for UK audit. So just to be clarifying from the very first class, we are studying advanced audit assurance for international subject and not for UK. UK has certain different topics. 90% topics are same, only certain topics specific to UK, but we will not cover that. We will only cover the international one. Then official resources, past exam. Let's select the latest one. I think this is the latest one. Yeah, this is the latest one. Yeah, so this is the, once I have assigned the exam, it has come here. Now what I will do, I will start the exam. I want you to show you the exam that you are going to prepare, that exam that you are going to study for, an exam that you are going to appear for. Please keep basically clarity from day one, what type of examination you are going to face. Start. If you have already appeared for the examination, at least one examination definitely have gone here. So this is basically the content. Introduction, how to strike through, how to basically go through this. I hope you are already familiar with this one. Navigation, flags, calculator, etc., etc. So I will be just skipping them. This is the exam instruction that you might have seen 1,000 times. Section A, section B, what I just covered. So this asking, are you ready to begin your exam? I say yes. Basically, this will be the day when we will be again practicing mock test in the class and practicing this mock test in the class itself and after completing the syllabus. So first section would be section A. Timer would be given in the examination. Definitely here there is no timer. This is a case. You can see question is of 50 marks. Requirement has been given as per the email of the partner, and this is the case study. So we are right now doing a audit of a group listed company, non-listed company, sorry. That this is a non-listed company of a group, which we are supposed to do the audit. We are the audit manager. We are the audit manager of Broadway. Okay. Chartered certified accountants responsible for hard group audit. Okay. There is a partner email. What is the partner email? The audit firm partner. Who is going to sign this audit report? Okay. Then background information about the hard group that we are going to audit. And then meeting notes that audit partner and the director of the company, they discussed it. The audit director is Tim Weber, and they have discussed the discussion. So we are going to review these meeting notes. And a goodwill calculation. So when goodwill calculation, does it click anything? Acquisition of an entity, basically calculation of goodwill basically the fair value of the investment and basically fair value of NCI, anything. So here your knowledge of accounting will come into picture. This is partner's email. Yes, IFRS 3 business combination. Very good. This is partner's email. Let me zoom it a little bit to you. To audit manager, meaning this mail is sent to us from Tim Weber. Subject is audit planning. This is dated. They have started by giving us the details of the planning of HUD group. Okay, that is some relevant information. What they are asking, I require to prepare briefing notes. One of the most common question. Okay, audit manager, I have had a meeting with the client, and based on the client, these are the documents I'm attaching on the email. Just like how office work happens. That my engagement partner will send a mail of one of the client and sending, okay, these are the documents of the client, and basically now prepare a briefing audit note before we start the audit. What we will do before at the planning stage. Use all exhibit and evaluate significant business risk. Significant business risk. Oh, this is not strike through. Are they strike through remover? I don't know how to remove strike through, but anyway, significant business risk when planning the audit of heart. Question has asked you business risk, not risk of material misstatement, not audit risk. Okay, what is business risk? If you have completed, AA, the audit assurance, then you already know. If not, don't worry, we will cover in the class. Then, using exhibit, evaluate and prioritize. This will basically give you, professional marks if you were able to prioritize right risk. Significant risk of material misstatement when considering the planning of group audit. We are also supposed to calculate the materiality. Basically, giving the benchmarks and everything, we are supposed to calculate the materiality. Justify why the acquisition of Morton Company and goodwill. Basically, based on this, I have not read the case study, but based on this, I can assume that there would be some, acquisition of subsidiary and then goodwill calculation would be there. Okay. Group was formed during the year, meaning it was a standalone parent. It acquired the subsidiary during the year. So mid-year acquisition. Okay. Mid-year acquisition, and mid-year acquisition goes through a lot of things. Profit and loss will be integrated only till the mid-year. Yes or no? From the mid-year, the day you acquire, the profit and loss will be acquired from that period. Balance sheet, date of acquisition, the reserves on the date of acquisition, calculation of reserves, the profit transfer till the date of acquisition. Clicking anything? We have to do a lot of accounting in our mind, and keeping that, what could go wrong? Risk of material misstatement. What is the business risk to the entity? Competition facing, financing debt, structuring. So much to have to look at. Justify the acquisition of Morton Co. and goodwill arising on the acquisition have been identified. So once goodwill has been calculated, we are supposed to justify why the acquisition and the goodwill calculation have been identified as significant risk. Okay. That if we have identified the goodwill calculation as significant risk, which we are supposed to, then why? Design and principal audit procedure, which should be included in audit plan in relation to goodwill arising and acquisition of Morton Company. See, don't worry if you're not understanding anything. Don't worry. This is all your accounting knowledge, and all it is asking is, do risk assessment, do identification of business risk, identification of risk of material misstatement, audit risk. If you don't know this, don't worry. We will study them. But I am just introducing you the question requirement, that how partner email will consist series of requirements, and you are supposed to reply in an email format. Okay. You should consider all component of management goodwill calculation. So definitely calculation will be given here, and we might supposed to do some calculation because spreadsheet is given there. Maybe some analytical procedure also. Broadway company responsibility in relation to group non-compliance with the laws and regulation. So non-compliance with laws and regulation, ISA 250, anything remember? We don't have to quote ISA 250 here, please. We have to quote 8 valid points. It is a 8-mark question. So 8 valid points in terms of what are the responsibility of auditor, what are the responsibility of management in terms of non-compliance. We are a group auditor. The Broadway company's responsibility in relation to group non-compliance with laws and regulations. So what would be the auditor responsibility? If anybody remember, who complies with the laws and regulation? Anyone? Who is the responsible for complying with the laws and regulation? Let's see if you remember anything. No worries if you are not able to answer. It's just to, wake up. Very good, Alam. Very good. It is the management responsibility to, ensure that laws and regulation comply with. Okay. Auditor is not responsible for that. But auditor has certain responsibility in terms of audit procedure when checking the compliance with the laws and regulation, which we will study later on. So once we understood the requirement, now this is basically, background information we have to cover. Background information about the audit, that this is the client background information. Now I will not go through that because this one single question requires at least 2 hours. So we will not solve the question, and we have to first of all build all the concepts related to this question. Okay. So this is the background information of how the acquisition happened, what are the finances, etc., etc. Meeting notes. Meeting note, they have given revenue, operating profit, total assets. Whenever in question, you have been given revenue and total asset, Just click, there is a materiality calculation. Materiality calculation. Which materiality we will use will depend. Thumb rule is that, let's say if we are looking at the profit before tax materiality or total assets materiality, there are threshold 5%, 10%, 1%, 2%. Whenever risk is high, we go for the lower version. 5% if risk is very high. And it is a date of acquisition. So risks are very higher. Chances of misstatement is higher. So we'll go for the lower end. Lower end. What is this lower end? Why this risk basically materiality is 5%, 10%? How do we define materiality? Don't worry. Cover it later on. So we will use this information, calculate the materiality, identify certain significant audit risk, significant risk of material misstatement, significant business risk, because this was the requirement. And finally, goodwill calculation has been given to you, how they have, applied the goodwill calculation. Please note that your accounting knowledge will not only come here, but certain knowledge will come also here. Okay. So throughout, you are an auditor who is well versed with accounting, well versed with financial reporting requirement, IFRS requirements. So please, accordingly, use your knowledge. This is basically cash consideration, deferred consideration. So present value calculation of deferred consideration can be risky. Total consideration is this. Fair value of identifiable asset. How did we identify the fair value? Was it done by any expert valuation, something related like that, or management or internal own valuation? Any inflation in the inflation, whether goodwill has been over exaggerated, calculated. What if there are chances of goodwill impairment? Okay. Now, when it comes to briefing note, just giving a structure. I'm not writing anything. I'm not basically starting the class or anything. I'm just giving you like how basically examination will happen. Let's say question number one, part one. So first of all, I'll basically write from audit manager, which is from me. And then I will write to the audit partner. And then I will write the subject. Okay, subject is audit briefing notes for the group audit. And then I will write the date. Then I will start basically audit. Basically, first of all, I will define the materiality. I will basically give an introduction. Introduction. You can also highlight whatever you need to highlight. Okay. Introduction. I will give these are the briefing notes covering the group of audit, identifying the risk, basically calculating the materiality, and etc. etc. After writing this paragraph, you will start giving an explanation. How do you calculate the materiality, and then what are the significant business risk? Significant business risk. And then significant audit, basically risk of material misstatement, which we are supposed to consider. What are the procedure we will follow? So based on the requirement, let's say this is part one. So I will write part one, part two. This is how I'm going to solve. And even following this structure will give me at least 1 mark. Even just following this structure will at least give me 1 mark. So please, it's very, very careful that you understand how answers will be given in exam. Okay. Moving on. I'll not now go into details. There is a sustainability reporting. So I hope you understand what is sustainability reporting, how it is done. There are standards of sustainability reporting, and it is part of your syllabus. Then audit working paper. And based on this, you are supposed to basically showcase these requirements. Again, this is complete basic requirements, and you are supposed to provide them in the format as required. The structuring of answer can be as per your desired formatting. And then there is a post review. Like I said, one of the question will always have a review stage. Okay, review stage will be there. They can be quality assurances, they can be ethics area, they can be audit report area. Anything can be asked from you. And again, based on the requirement, you will reply. Definitely, I hope you know that you can copy paste something. Let's say I want to copy paste this area, and I want to put it in here. So I can do that. But please, copy pasting question will not help. Providing input in the question will help. Please don't be smart enough to fulfill the unnecessary area. This doesn't help in your professional level exams. Okay. So this is your mock exam that you are supposed to go through, and this is the level of exam you will be getting at your professional level. Right? Any questions? Any questions? How I manage questions in this exam? By preparing, by studying, and then practicing CV practice platforms. It will happen. Don't worry. It will happen. It's not, it's all about, if I ask you to give skill level exam, I know this will be much easier for you right now as compared to when you were, just appearing for the skill level exam. Similarly, when you are paying for professional level exam, the anxiety, the tension, and the coverage of area is always feeling like it's overwhelming. But now, once you go through this, let's say take your paper exam, basically experience. People think audit is a theory exam, and they are not wrong in terms of that. It's just that it is one of the most practical aspect that you see in day-to-day basis in your working life. So when we are, responding to audit requirement questions, this is the same level of, answer I would expect when you will be working with me. Let's say as an auditor, you are replying to my requirement. So I don't want to be casual. I hope you remember that you are supposed to follow ethical principle. One of them is professional due care. So when you are responding to a mail, it should be professional enough. Are you able to showcase that you are responding to a professional enough mail? Okay. So these are the basically requirements, and with question practice now it will come to you, provided you do practice questions. Many of us are working professionally. Let me tell you about myself. I was working professional when I was at my professional level. Monday to Friday was my office. Monday to Friday was my office. And Saturday, Sunday was off. Fortunately, my manager was really, supporting. So Saturday, Sunday was never, busy time. So if you have a busy time in Saturday, Sunday, then it will be very challenging. So Monday to Friday, I at least practiced 2 hours. No matter the hectic day. They were hectic days. 11 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, they were hectic days. But irrespective of that, I dedicated that I would practice at least 2 hours. And if not, if it is, too much, then at least 30 minutes. So things go from my eyes. For once now, things actually, go from my eyes. Once that is done, so that, if I open a subject and basically after 3 to 4 days, whatever I have studied on the previous day, I would forget. So that is why this was my rule on Monday to Friday, at least 3 to 4 hours. And because I was a working professional, I could not, arrange more than 4 to 5 hours or 6 hours. This was the maximum time, like 6 hour output for me at my, age when I completed ACCA. I was like 27 when I completed ACCA. At my age, basically completing 6 hours with working was definitely very difficult. But it was possible. But let me tell you, I had a prior CA knowledge. I was from a CA background, so this helped me. If you are complete new to audit, definitely this will require more ask from you. Okay. Please, when you are fully prepared, then only appear for the exam. It is one of the challenging exam, not tough, but challenging exam. What is the difference between tough and basically easy? According to me, this is what my teacher told. Anything that you know is easy, and anything that you don't know is tough. If it is long, then it is challenging, and audit is long. So it is challenging, but not tough. In terms of concepts, we will be clear through all the concepts, but what requirement is basically from you is that whatever we do in the class, at least you go through them by the end of the day. You don't leave it, okay, I will prepare it tomorrow. Then it will be very difficult for us. Okay. So the examination pattern, section A, section B, mock exam. I hope this is clear. I have basically basic requirement is FR SBR revision, practicing AAA question, basically questions. Now, syllabus area, majorly, we as this, you can count this as one area. Regulations, ethic professionals, quality management. This is one area. You can combine this one area. So we will be definitely starting from this area only because I want to start slow first of all. First of all, clear all the basics. Then the main area. Section B, section C, sorry, this planning and performance. Yeah, it will be sufficient. Alam, if you have VG book and you practice questions from VG book, it is itself sufficient. Because your concepts will be clear, so you will be able to do it. It is not a skill or knowledge level exam where you know what is basically the words. You basically have to play by words and you have to memorize the words. No, it is not the case. It is 100% subject writing exam. Okay, so it will be more than enough provided you are good with your accounting and financial reporting knowledge. Then any question that is thrown to you for financial reporting knowledge that you can tackle. Rest, everything part, every aspect of audit will be more than sufficiently covered here. Okay, Alam? So what I was writing? This is the planning and performance, basically planning and performance stage. This is review stage. Okay. Majorly, these two will be consisting, these two together will be consisting somewhat around 75 marks. It's not that entire 50 marks and entire 25 marks will be coming from here. Definitely some areas from here, some areas from here, some areas from here. Then there are assurance engagements. Assurance engagement. In our skill level now, we only touch the assurance engagements. We never discuss the assurance engagements. Here we will discuss what is social environment, sustainability audit, what if we have to actually do the cash flow forecasting, what we have to do, quarterly interim reporting audit, what we are supposed to do there. Is it audit or is it assurance? And how we are going to perform the procedure. So this will be the new area, basically in terms of concepts. Then there are current issues and development, whatever right now happening in the world, you can see war is going on. So many companies that are operating basically have a very slow market, customer base is low. Maybe, the way they are working, the technology is improving, they are out of competition, AI is there, employees reducing. Okay, some new technologies, big data analysis and everything. So what as an auditor, we are supposed to understand from this current environment? In terms of client, we are supposed to know how to use the new technology. We are supposed to know what are the threats and risks it has on the financial statement and in terms of our audit and assurance services, what it has on the quality management impact, and also basically other area which we'll be covering later on. Professional communication skills, which I have already told, this will be tested from your answer writing. So you are supposed to provide your answer in a much professional manner. Employability and technology. Basically, this is something we will be covering throughout the syllabus, like how to use the technology when doing the audits. Anything else is covered? Prior knowledge of AAA, FR and SBR is a must. Even if your SBR is not covered yet, but at least FR should be strong here. Because here we are not auditing transactions, we are auditing reporting. And reporting is covered in FR at least. But in SBR, it is covered in more detail. It would be much better if you cover SBR before attempting for AAA. Basically, normally I used to write it for the, when we used to provide BPP book, but right now we have only VG book. Okay. This book is more than sufficient. You can go through this book and this has basically each chapter wise question. And then there is a study hub, but I don't think if you cover the VG book, then you have to cover separately learning hub. Both are, on same parameters. If you go through the study hub and VG book, they have no significant difference. So VG book is a physical book. I would always suggest to study from the physical book. VG book is much better here. Technical articles, I have already discussed in the class. Technical articles written by my professionals like me, you can go through it. Please, in professional level, don't leave technical articles. The technical article, I would, suggest, let's say risk assessment, risk identification. Please don't leave them. Many chances question can come from there. Okay. CB Pratlist platform, we have already done. Examiner's report, we have already done. Now, one more thing. You can have a center-based exam and remote-based exam. If you know you can book exam at your home, yes, you can do that. But there are conditions to meet. You need to have a good laptop, good system, laptop or system, and you need to have good Wi-Fi connection. The exam that you are giving is a lock room. They do not have any window walls, basically glass walls where things are transparent. There should not be any noise in the room. If there is a noise, exam will be cancelled immediately. So many factors need to be considered if you are giving exam from remote. Center-based exam, then you have to book the center that you already know. I have always given center-based exam before you come and asking me how remote-based exams are. I don't know because I don't like remote-based exam. The reason is I don't like the discomfort on the exam day. Ultimately, we all are under significant pressure on the exam day. And on the exam day, if I have to take the responsibility of managing things, then see like how much I panic. This is about me, not about you. Maybe you are better at managing things, so you can basically take the chances. Personally, many students appear for the exam and their network issue, anything happens and the exam need to be deferred. It's not like exam will not be retaken, but exam no most likely deferred for by 1 week, and the anxiety of the exam continues. So my suggestion is please take center-based exam. If you can, if you feel, no, this is not feasible, centers are already filled, then okay, go for the remote-based exam. So these are basically the orientation. Creating study schedule, understanding the exam format, practicing time management, basically 1.85 minutes, which I covered, conceptual understanding and review past exams, basically going through the mock CB practice platform, and practice essay questions, develop a clear answer structure. So these points we have already covered. Okay. This is it for the orientation. Let me know any question you have. Otherwise, now after we will taking break, and after the break, we will basically first of all start our chapter number 1, basically regulatory regulations, regulatory framework. Sorry. So any questions before we take a break, and then we'll basically continue. Okay, okay, okay. Sure. So 10 minutes break or 15 minutes break? Do let me know. We can take 15 minutes break because class is 4 hours. Or we can keep today's class short because students are less today. We can keep today's class short. So either 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Do let me know. Yes, Ishan, sure. We should give 30 minutes break, right? We have not studied for more than 1 hour and we should give 30-minute break. So let's take up 15 minutes. Today, keep things light. Today, we will not rush things much. Today, we will just go with lighting. We will be just revising some concepts of audit and assurance, and then, sorry, then we will be basically starting chapter number 1. First of all, we'll go with the revision of previous knowledge of audit and assurance, and then the chapter number 1, audit regulations. 15 minutes break. Let's meet after 15 minutes. So it's 6:40. So let's meet at 6:55. Okay. So are we back, guys? Please confirm. Let me know if we are back so we can start. Advance audit and assurance. This is your VG learning book. Just a second. Sanji, are we back? Everyone, are we back? Please confirm. Please confirm so that I can start chapter number 1. Am I audible? Or is there any technical glitch? I feel like some technical glitch is going on. Hello. Just a second, let me check with the IT team. Hello. Am I audible? Screen sharing, audio, video, okay? I'm not getting any responses. Second. I think some technical glitch, I'm not getting responses. So what I would do, I would basically cancel the class. Then let's try to, meet the next time. Okay, I'm canceling the class right now. I'm not able to, move ahead if I don't get the responses. Uh, Without interaction, the class will not be useful. So let's cancel the class and let's see for the next time. Okay, thank you for joining today's class. See you next time.